Operation Little Vittles, which was started by Gail S. Halverson, dropped precious packages of candy from the airplanes to the children and the people of West Berlin to give them hope and to tell them that it would be all right because someone stood with them against the overwhelming power of communism.
In the middle of the tragedy of the Berlin Blockade, Operation Little Vittles was a triumph that gave hope to the people of West Berlin, because they saw that somebody cared and stood behind them. Gail S. Halverson and other pilots dropped candy over West Berlin to the people that needed hope and found it in the taste of candy from the heavens. They not only got hope, but also a glimpse of better days. This hope that was gained from just a little act of compassion went as far as reuniting the country of Germany. A little act like dropping candy can make a big difference. The people obtained hope because they saw that somebody cared and stubbornly stuck with them and stuck up for them. The Berlin airlift was funded and planned by the Allies to keep Berlin from the Russians and their infestive communism. The Allies went to all that work in hope that someday they might be able to make Germany a democracy and free it from the Russians and communism. A man who lived in Berlin during the blockade said, "Hope that someday we would be free. Without hope, the soul dies." The Germans even saw hope in the midst of darkness because of the Allies. By dropping precious packages of candy, the people tasted a glimpse of better days to come. Mercedes Simon was one of the many children who sent letters, maps, thank yous, and requests for candy to the candy pilot. In her letter, she talked about the chickens not laying eggs because of the planes. She wrote that if he dropped candy in the garden, all will be okay. 4 boys tried to catch some candy for their mother, who worked hard, but never caught some. Their mother wrote the pilot on October 15, 1948. In her letter, she asked, is there another way to fulfill this request for 5 hungry souls? She gave him a photo and return address, and the organization sent them candy. The people barely knew what the exquisite taste of candy was like. Seeing that there were better days and little packages from the heavens gave them hope that there might be better days to come if they just hung on. There were many times where grateful German people said thank you to the pilots for the hope they had given them in the midst of the tragedy of communism by giving them gifts as fresh flowers in the winter and other gifts, such as one little girl who gave her beloved teddy bear to the chocolate pilot. She said, "Take good care of him for me," for he had been her comfort in the cellar during the bombing of Berlin in World War II. The pilot tried to give the bear back, but the girl would not hear of it. Another act of thanks was when the little girl and her mother made a gingerbread Santa of the chocolate pilot. There were many, many other thanks to the chocolate pilot in unique ways and letters. The people of Germany were thankful for the triumph of food and a friend that cared about the tragedy of communism that had fallen over East Germany. A little act of compassion went as far as reuniting the divided country of Germany. Germany did not become communist because of the Allies stubbornly staying in Berlin and keeping it alive. In the dark of communism, West Berlin was a light, which eventually grew to reunite the country of Germany. Gail S. Halverson's father said that from little things come big things. Mr. Halverson proved that quote true when his little act turned out to be the hope for the people of West Berlin. The people of West Berlin had hope because they saw the triumph of better days to come and now knew that they had someone to lean on when times got tough. When the tragedy of communism fell over East Germany, West Berlin was not taken because they had hope, patience, loyalty, and bravery in the face of hunger, toil, sadness, sorrow, and the tragedy of communism. Within this story, there are lessons that were learned by the characters that we can look at and learn from. Even if we do not feel like it, our acts are being watched by others. Our acts will have a triumphant or tragic effect on people.